Okay, so this is the unboxing of the APC Smart UPS C1000. I recently purchased this due to the fact that the UPS system that I've currently got has failed, so we'll just unbox it now. Now this is a considerable upgrade to the previous unit I had, which was also APC, but it was only a consumer grade unit. This is upper tier prosumer to medium tier business grade, so pretty good stuff. So in the box we have a bag of wires. I'll be looking at these just a little bit later on. It also looks like there's some documentation in there. And also we have the front panel with the UPS. I'll just open this up and show what it's like. As you can see, this is merely a plastic facade, and it clips over the front of the unit to hide the battery bay and protect the unit a bit at the front. So, going back to the bag of bits, we have a USB wire for connecting it to whatever machine's going to be monitoring it. We have a kettle lead male to female cable. So that's for plugging into the back of your computer kit. And we get another one. These are pretty much redundant in the setup I've got because the cables in there are already like that. Always worth having a few spare though. They include some rack mount nuts and bolts, because this is a rack mount kit, so it includes those. And it also includes these, which are brackets to put at the back of the UPS, and probably at the front as well. We'll see how many there are. Oh no, it's just the power. So the idea is that it doesn't matter which way around you want to put it because there are screwed threaded holes on both ends, and you put that at the back of the rack to provide support there, because the front has its own brackets. It's built into the unit. Also looks like some additional brackets. I think these, oh yes they are, these are the bits you screw, the ears you screw on the front of the unit, and that's what holds the front of the unit up. Crunched up in the bag are a series of documents. We have a addendum for it, which has got like reference guides for components, and it's in multiple languages, so I think that's probably a bit of German there. But there we go. So there'll be a bit in English, a bit in German, etc, etc. You've got a user documentation, so this is the manuals all on CD. We've got the PowerShoot software, so this looks like the business version of it, and that is what you'd use to control the UPS and monitor it and things like that. What else have we got? We have a warranty code, so it's got a key code in it, so I can't show you that obviously. We've got looks like some sort of compliancy for us. Oh, that's just global, like covers multiple languages. The same deal again there. That's because they ship these units worldwide, so they have to have that documentation with them to cover all sorts. There's safety information about how to de-energize it and things like that. Handling safety and how to safely lift it and things like that, so that's not bad. We've also got the installation guide, and there we go. As I was saying, those brackets are actually multiple mode. You can use them on a 2-post rack and put them in the middle, because that's how 2-post racks work, and it will hold the weight of the unit. Or you can put them in the back and then use the other ears at the other end to support it, which is quite good. And it also gives a list of what parts should come with it. Different variants, bits and bobs. Rear panel features based on like which version you've got, whether it's American or a UK version. Well, European version, because they all use the same type of connectors. Here it's in multiple languages. That's pretty much that. So, in the container, there's the biggest, heaviest chunk. Is the UPS itself. To get this out, be very careful not to drop it because it is heavy. Believe me, with the weight of this, although it can be lifted by one person, the last thing you want to do is drop it on your foot, because you will break a bone. Especially if you hit yourself on one of the corners. That would be really, really unpleasant. Even though they are rolled steel, so they're not going to like cut you just by holding it. Believe me, if it went down a corner, it would do damage. And you can see here, this is the sort of verification test. When they check them at the factory, they plug them into a system that load tests them and does like status checks and everything. And if it fails, it doesn't get out of the factory. On the back of the unit, you can see here the 4 power interfaces, the input power interface, reset for if it trips, a serial console cable, and a USB console interface. And at the front of the unit we have the status and control screen, and we have this information about how to open the battery bay. propping it up. It's heavy to hold up. And there's a bit of proof of how heavy they are. It says that if you're stacking them in a warehouse, you can only stack them 2 deep, or they're too heavy and you start crushing the boxes. This is how to do battery connection, and it's saying like the full process for doing it. And so we're going to peel this off now, I think, unless it comes off with it. No, it doesn't. This does need to come off because it includes some of the air holes. That's the little sheet they give you. In here is the battery. As you can see, the little flap comes off. And inside we have 2 batteries, which are in a pair. As you can tell, they are really quite heavy. So that's what adds a great deal of weight to the rack, to the unit, which is why it's now much lighter. It's pretty much the weight of the other 1U servers I have, so it should be much easier for me to lift up and put in a rack. And this will be going at the top of the rack because it's a wall, you know, it's mounted into its own alcove, so it's perfectly strong enough to hold it. And as I was saying about the front of the unit, that goes on here. It hooks into that one at that end, and then it goes in here and shrouds the front of the unit over to make it look nice, rather than just being, you know, a piece of metal. Not everybody installs these. It is an optional stack. It's not like it has a filter in it or anything. And as you can see in here, this is its interface for the batteries. And you can tell on that side it has an empty hole, and on this side it actually has a connector, which means that if you're shipping it anywhere, so you say you've configured it and then you're going to ship it, you put the battery in that way and it doesn't connect, but if you were to put it in the other way, then it would. And you can see there, that is for to connect the battery, put it in that way, to disconnect it, put it in that way. So that concludes this unboxing of the APC Smart UPS C1000 unit, and catch you next time.